Hey everybody, it's Becky. I'm back with some book suggestions for Easter for you guys if you celebrate Easter. I did a video, goodness, it's probably been about a year or so ago, with our favorite fall books. And I might have also I did a video too about favorite books for Christian books for kids. And there might be some books in there I mentioned about Easter. I don't really remember, but these are all Easter specific books, and the main reason that I'm doing this review is because I have my very first negative review, and I hate doing that because I love the opportunities that I have with YouTube to review different items and share with you guys things that I love and things that are working for me. And so if I don't like something, I just don't review it. But in this case, I am required to review it. And so I feel like I want to go ahead and be honest and share with you what I don't like, but then I will also share with you what I do like as alternatives. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, like I mentioned the other book videos, and I think I've talked before about Berenstain Bears. I love Berenstain Bears. I grew up reading Berenstain Bears, my mom reading them to me, and I still have some of my original ones that I used to read to my oldest, now I read to my youngest, and they're some of my very favorite books. And I always typically buy the girls a book, more specifically my youngest now because my oldest is really too old for books of that type. But I usually would buy them a book for whatever holiday or season that was coming up. And I love that. I love the spring books we have and the Christmas books we have and the fall and Thanksgiving books. And I wanted to add a new book to our Easter collection. And it just so happened that it was a Berenstain Bear book that I had the opportunity to review. And it's the Berenstain Bears Easter Sunday, and it's part of their Living Lights line of books, which are ones that are Christian. Like Berenstain Bears, if you notice there's some that say Living Lights, those are all the ones that are religious or mention God and things like that. And I typically like the Living Lights series because it is a way to bring God into it with characters that my kids are already familiar with. But the problem I have with this book is, and I really wanted to like it, but I didn't even finish reading it, and to be honest, I didn't even read it to my youngest because I was highly offended by the fact that the characters in this book, of course, the characters in the book are a bear family. I get that. I don't really appreciate the fact that Jesus and all the disciples and every Bible character is a bear. I guess it never occurred to me to think that they would have them be bears. I know they never show humans in the Berenstain Bear books, but in this case, I would have thought that they would have gone ahead and made Jesus a man as he is. So to assume that Jesus is a bear, which would also mean that God is a bear because Jesus was made in God's likeness and we are made in Jesus and God's likeness, and I just think it's stupid, honestly. I'm offended by it, and you can call me old school if you want, but I just don't think that Jesus should be depicted as anything else but the man that he was and is. So the fact that they're bears, I think, is sacrilegious and it's offensive to me. And I think the book would have been just as good having them to be people as they were versus bears. So I did not read this book to her. I personally didn't finish reading the book because I just don't think it's necessary, and it's not one that we're going to keep. That being said, I have other books that I do like for Easter, one of which is a Berenstain Bear book. This is the Berenstain Bears and the Real Easter Eggs. Now this is by Stan and Jan Berenstain. It's not part of the Living Light series, so they don't go into God and all that stuff. It just talks about an Easter egg hunt, keeping it light and kind of more of the traditional, like what people think of when they think of Easter. Of course we think of Jesus, but a lot of people think of like eggs and bunnies and Easter egg hunts, and so that is really what this book focuses on. So if you're looking for this to be a religious book or the story of Easter book, this is not that. But I still like it. It's still springy and themed for Easter. So if you want a Berenstain Bear book, then I would really recommend the Real Easter Eggs. Another one that we really like in our house is, and then we've had this for a couple years, Spring is Here, Grumpy Bunny. It's a Scholastic book. This one in particular has two books in it. It's got the Grumpy Easter Bunny and Too Many Bunny Babies. And so even though one of them, the Bunny Babies one, is not about Easter specifically, it's in with the book about Easter and it's bunny. So it's springy and cute. This one's been through quite a lot because we've had it for a while. Amazon still has it. I don't know if the one they have is the two books in one. I'll have to look and see, but I'll link it for you. I really like this one. I enjoy reading this to her still. Another one that we've had for a long time is The Chocolate Rabbit by Maria Claret, I think it is. I really like that one. It's just a cute little story, and it tells how Chocolate Bunny supposedly came to be. More recently, we have the Pinkalicious Extraordinary Easter. And so it's really cute. If you have a Pinkalicious fan in your house, it's a really cute little book, and it comes with stickers, which surprisingly she has not used. That's weird because he's had this for about 2 years. But it's really cute, and I like this one. So that is my review of the Berenstain Bears Easter Sunday book, and those are my suggestions for maybe alternatives if you kind of feel like I do and you don't think that Jesus should be depicted as a bear. Then these are some other alternatives for you, even though they are not religious. They're still fun books to read at Easter time. So I kind of wanted to end it on a positive note by sharing with you some things that I do like for Easter versus the thing that I didn't. I'll link all the books that I mentioned down below in case you're interested in checking out some of those for your own home library. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.